Welcome everybody to the studios of Jewitt Guitars in Cleveland, Ohio, which is also the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Today I want to show you one of the latest models. This will be going off to a show in Pennsylvania here next week, but this is a really kind of nice departure for some of the things we've been doing up until this point. Let me go over just kind of the basics of this beauty. This is an OMC guitar, which is orchestra model. It has a really, really clean German spruce top. Really nice tap tone on this. And we've paired this one with Sinker mahogany back and sides. The only difference between the Sinker mahoganies I've built in the past is that this one has laminated sides, in which we take 3 pieces of wood, the outer skin being the Sinker mahogany, and glue them together to form the sides. That allows me to use a sound port, and this is one of the first guitars I've ever built with a sound port, which is a feature I really have come to like quite a lot as a player, because it does allow you to kind of monitor and get a little bit more sense of the sound of the guitar that you're playing. Just going over some of the features on this one. Starting at the top, I've got a Cocobolo head plate, Cocobolo fretboard, and the entire body is bound on the front and the back with Cocobolo binding, which has kind of a really unusual silvery gray type of purfling strip. Really nice feature. And this purfling line is carried all the way up the fretboard, the side of the fretboard, up to the top head plate. I've also used Goto 510 tuners, but I've replaced the standard knobs on the Cosmo finish Gotos with solid Cocobolo tuners. And these are really nice touch that's added. Once again, on all my guitars, I do feature a bone nut, bone saddle, bone pins, and on this one is 1 3/4 spacing up here, but 2 5/16 down here, which does give you a lot of spring spacing up here if you play up on the upper reaches of the fretboard or you're just a finger style. It'll flat pick or take a flat pick too nicely. On this one, I opted to use a Brazilian rosewood bridge, which just really ties in very nicely with that Cocobolo. The rosette is spalted maple, and this just has a lot of different colors going on in it, from silvers almost to grays to browns. Just a really pretty type of spalted maple, and I've duplicated that on the back wedge here. As on all my guitars, I feature a urethane gloss finish, and the neck is semi-gloss. And so, one last thing, the heel cap or the back plate here is Brazilian rosewood. The color on this mahogany is just killer. And one other thing which I almost forgot is on this guitar, I've added a mini arm bevel up here. And for those of you that have never used an arm bevel before, it really makes the guitar a lot more comfortable, particularly if you play with it over an extended period of time. It really reduces a lot of the stress on your forearm here. So, without much further ado, I guess, let's give this thing a listen.